What's going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video we're going to be going over GTA 5 Online's weekly update so you guys can get the best money making methods and sales of the week. So please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to get this weekly update every single week so you guys don't miss out on the best sales and money making methods for the week. With that being said, let's take a look at this week's podium vehicle, which is the Windsor Drop. This vehicle is actually fairly nice. It's not on sale this week, but the variant of it is, so you guys might have the opportunity to win this car. This car is actually pretty nice for free. I can't complain. Obviously, when it's free, who's going to complain? But I would have liked to see another supercar or maybe even a Warstock vehicle in there this week. But I ended up spinning the wheel and I didn't win the vehicle. Hopefully you guys have the opportunity to spin the wheel this week and win this vehicle. Don't forget to spin it every single day so you guys have the opportunity to get this free vehicle, because honestly, you're just saving yourself some money by getting this vehicle for free. So with the podium vehicle out of the way, let's take a look at this week's sales. This week's sales will include the Charto, which is one of the fastest motorcycles in the game. It's on sale right now, 40% off at $1.3 million. And this is actually a pretty good sale. It has come on sale for more in the past, but honestly, this vehicle is really nice. If you have a lot of extra money, I recommend you guys go pick it up. Obviously, I always recommend before you pick up anything like this that you pick up the basic businesses in the game and have your businesses and you're constantly investing in them before picking up anything luxury like these items I'm about to mention. But the Charto, again, is a very nice vehicle coming from that Deadline series, and I really do recommend it. It's a fun vehicle to drive around. It's really quick and very unique, resembling the Tron bike from Disney's Tron movie and games. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next sale, which is the Baller LE at 40% off as well. And then we have the Baller LE with armor. Honestly, I would just get the armor variant. I would not get the basic variant if you're just trying to collect. If you're just trying to collect, of course, get both. But the armored variant of this car is pretty cool. I think these are the same vehicles that are used in Headhunter, so I thought that was pretty unique. And then we have the Cognoscenti. I probably just slaughtered that, but you can get the armored variant and unarmored variant for 40% off, ranging you from anywhere from 152,000 to 334,000. So that will conclude our legendary motorsport sales. I know that was pretty quick, but they do have quite a few armored vehicles, and then they have the Charto, so overall not too bad for this week, all for 40% off. And that will bring us to the aircraft sales of the week, which is the Super Volito Carbon is on sale, as well as the normal variant are both 40% off, ranging you again from $1.2 to $1.9 million. So that's quite expensive. I wouldn't drop any money on these vehicles, especially because you can get the carbon variant from your yacht. So again, I wouldn't drop money on this as it is $2 million, and I just don't think it's worth the money. And then the Buckingham Swift is on sale, as well as the Swift Deluxe. These are very luxurious items. I do not recommend you guys pick this up. And then the Luxor and the Luxor Deluxe are on sale this week. I feel like they put these vehicles on sale, especially the deluxe variants, so you guys will spend your money before the big update for the vehicle update that everyone's waiting for. I believe it's coming out on sometime in July 15th, somewhere along those lines. It's going to be in July that they're going to be coming out with this big update, and I think they're just trying to get you guys to spend your money, so be careful. Of course, it's nice to have a big flex, but you might want to make sure that you have some extra money in your account before spending money on these big luxurious items. And then lastly, we have the business sales of the week, which are the Maze Bank foreclosure sales, and that is the hangar. So the hangar is on sale. The upgrades and renovations are not on sale, but the hangar itself is on sale, so you guys can go pick yourselves up one of these. I always recommend any of the hangars within the Zancudo bunker. Honestly, I just get the cheapest one in the Zancudo area, but if not, you can always get the one down south. They're like $600,000 at 50% off, so that's pretty good. Very, very cheap to get this business. Honestly, I don't really like this business. I'm not a huge fan. It doesn't pay out enough in my opinion, but it does give you the option to make your aircrafts personal vehicles, which is pretty cool, and as well as the ability to upgrade some of your aircraft. So definitely recommend it for that purpose. Other than that, it's not that great of a business unless it's 2 times the money. And that brings us to our yachts, and yachts are on sale this week for 50% off. Highly recommend if you have the extra cash and have some money saved up for the update already and have some extra on top of that, then you guys go ahead and pick up a yacht this week at 50% off. It's not a necessity in the game whatsoever, so I don't want to pressure you guys to go ahead and jump on the sale, but at 50% off, it's hard to say no to this, especially because it gives you some extra content. Not only does it give you the yacht and all the features of it, but it also unlocks those yacht missions for you guys to play. So that's pretty cool at 50% off. But again, make sure you have some money for that update. And that will leave us with the Prime Gaming sales of the week. So if you have Prime Gaming, the 190Z is still on sale with Prime Gaming, as well as we have the Bestia GTS on sale with Prime Gaming, which is a very nice crisp vehicle. And then last but not least, we have the Nimbus, which is an aircraft, which is on sale with Prime Gaming. To get Prime Gaming benefits, you can use the link in the description box below for a 30-day free trial for Amazon Prime, which is the same thing as Prime Gaming. You just have to link your accounts, and you guys will be able to get these sales and discounts for the next 30 days for free. And honestly, if you already have Amazon Prime, you might as well link your accounts and take advantage of these sales. So that concludes our sales of the week. That will bring us into our money making methods. And this week they have 3 times money on Deadline. They added Deadline maps to the game. They added a few of them this week. And honestly, I love Deadline. Deadline's one of my favorite money making methods in the game. So I highly recommend you guys go ahead and try these out, especially the new ones. If you are an OG GTA 5 player and have been playing Deadline for a long time, the new maps actually add quite a bit of freshness. I was surprised when I was playing it. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, considering I've played tons and tons of Deadline. I probably have a couple hours played in Deadline, at least I'm gonna say 10 hours played in Deadline, just messing around with friends and stuff like that. And these new maps really just added a new feeling to it. There's a lot of ways you can kill your opponents or eliminate your opponents, a lot of new ways to go ahead and trap them, and it's just completely, the environment layout is a lot different than the usual Deadline missions. So I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and do this. But you can see here I am winning, and I played 2 rounds of this, and after I was done both matches, I ended up leaving with $66,000. So $66,000 isn't a bad payout for only 2 rounds, and the rounds were not that long. So definitely check out Deadline at 3 times money. So also this week we have 3 times money on the yacht missions. So the yacht missions are actually quite fun. I haven't completed all of them yet, but I highly recommend you guys go ahead and play them. I've played I think about 4 or 5 of them, and they're actually pretty fun. A lot of them are really unique. They're not all the same thing over and over again, which is kind of nice. But pretty much you usually have a mission that your yacht captain gives you, and he's like, yo, you need to go do this because our yacht's in danger, or you need to go do this because you need to keep your status or whatever. And it's really cool. So this one's actually very unique. I've never played anything like this. And pretty much you have this airplane, which is a Coast Guard type airplane, and it has the hover mode and everything. You have to land it in the water, absorb the water into the thing, so you're pumping water into the airplane to go put out fires. And I thought that was really cool and really unique. This is probably the most fun I've had playing a mission, and I'm gonna say probably about a year. The missions haven't been that great, and I did not know this mission existed. Obviously it's not something you want to grind or anything like that, but it was so unique. It had me engaged in the game. It just wasn't super boring and bland like you're normally grinding. It was actually something that was interesting, having the cars on fire. And all the missions have a little mini storyline that sort of link together. So I thought that was pretty neat as well. So definitely go ahead and play the yacht series missions. Definitely worth your time. And not only is it worth your time just for the content, it actually pays out at 3 times money this week. So it's actually worth your time just to get paid. So we actually end up making $37,000 for completing this mission, which doesn't seem like a lot, but these missions don't take long, and as well as your RP is going to be quite ridiculous as well at 5,800-ish, so that's not too bad. And then if we take a look at our next money making method, we have Entourage. So Entourage is probably, I'm going to say, my new favorite money making game mode that for competitiveness. I've played I think Hardest Target was probably one of my favorite ones before this, but this one definitely definitely was one of the more fun. Maybe I'm just extra happy this week. I don't know. Maybe it's because we had to wait 2 weeks for an update. But for some reason, I really enjoyed playing this. This is kind of like what last week's was, except it's not broken, where like one team has like a significant disgusting advantage. Pretty much you have a target that you need to protect if you're the bodyguards. And then if you're not the bodyguards, you're the assassins, you need to take out the target. So obviously the bodyguards are protecting the target, trying to get to the LZ, or the location where he can be safe. And you as the bodyguard don't know where you're supposed to be going. Obviously after you play these maps a few times, you'll have an idea. But as a bodyguard, it's really fun to play this. And then even as playing as the assassins, it's pretty fun. The problem with the assassins is they have weaker weapons. The bodyguards have better weapons but have fewer lives. The assassins have unlimited lives. And then the huge problem is this guy, the target is just super beefy. So you really need to put in that work on the target, which I think just kind of levels the playing field. Especially for players that aren't that good at combat, it kind of helps them not make too many mistakes and sell the game. So $27,000 to complete this, and that's after 2 rounds. We played 2 rounds and I made that 27,000, winning 1 round and losing the other. Next, we have vehicle cargo at 2 times money this week. As I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of this, but if you'd like to know how to run this business effectively, I'll leave a link in the description box below, as well as a card in the top right hand corner that you guys can click so you guys can learn how to run this business. It is 2 times money this week, so it will be worth your time. It's not like the best money making method, but again, at 2 times money, it'll be definitely better than usual. And this will bring us to our last money making method of the week, and that is of course this week's time trial, and that is end to end, where you'll have 4 minutes and 9.5 seconds to complete this time trial. Now this time trial isn't complicated. I'm not going to try to pretend it's complicated. I might not talk throughout the whole thing, but I am going to give you guys a simple rundown of what I do. Pretty much you're going to want to go ahead and start up the time trial so you guys can place a waypoint. So once you start up the time trial, you're going to want to go on your map, and then you're going to want to place a waypoint on the destination that they give you. And it's in the top left hand corner near the facility. I think it's up in Paleto Bay area. And then you're going to want to hold Y or triangle to restart the time trial. And this will just reset you at the beginning of the time trial. Instead of having to like fail it, you can just actually hold that button and it'll reset you like it did right here. And now you have a waypoint taking you to where you need to go. Now obviously we're not going to follow this exact, but it gives you an idea of the direction you're supposed to be going. Of course, you guys will be watching this video, so you'll know exactly where you're supposed to be going. But of course, it's a lot easier when you have a waypoint, just in case you get a little disoriented. And you'll see I'm halfway in, halfway out of the circle, spinning my back wheel, and then I'll start the time trial, let go of my brake, and try to go as fast as possible. And you'll see I'm popping wheelies, obviously to increase my speed as fast as possible. So popping a wheelie will give you an increased top speed on the bike. It'll help you accelerate a lot faster. The only problem with this is that you will lose control rather quickly. It's hard to steer while wheeling, so you can always press forward for a speed boost as well, and you'll be able to maintain control because both wheels will be on the ground. The problem with this is when it comes to longer time trials, your speed is more important than you think, and you do get a slight, very slight increase more by wheeling than you do by pressing forward. So that's something to consider. So when you have the opportunity to wheelie, when you feel it's safe and you're on a straightaway, wheelie. And then if you're in a tighter space that you still probably could wheelie in, but you're not too sure if you're going to be safe, press forward. And then other times, sometimes you just have to focus on your handling. Overall, if you follow the path that I'm taking here, you'll be just fine. This is a longer time trial, so your time invested is a little bit scary if you make mistakes later on. It kind of sucks. I did end up making a mistake at the very end. I'll kind of warn you guys about that near the end. But other than that, you're just going to want to wheelie, stay in between the lanes and to the right of the lane. Obviously, just do your best to avoid cars. It's not that difficult. Do not go against the traffic. Go with the traffic. Opposing traffic, you're more likely to get in an accident because they're going to steer left or right because you're oncoming head on to them. They're going to panic, as well as they're going to be coming at you faster because you're not going with them. So those are pretty much the simple tips. I'll obviously recommend you guys have some snacks in case you crash. Once or twice you'll lose health, and eventually if you crash bad enough you'll die. So keeping your health up will reduce the chances of you dying. And again, if you make a mistake and fall off your bike, hop back on your bike and then hold Y or triangle, and then you'll actually respawn back at the time trial ready to go again. I am using the Baddie 801 fully upgraded, so I don't know if you'll be able to do this with a stock bike. I doubt it, to be honest with you, but I'm sure there's people out there that will somehow complete it with a stock bike. But you guys can complete it with any supercar of your choice, any normal vehicle that doesn't have like some crazy boost on it. So you can't use a Mark II oppressor, you can't use a helicopter, and you cannot use a plane or anything like that. You can't use a scramjet, but I believe you can use the Formula 1 vehicles unless they updated it and changed it. So if you have the Formula 1 vehicles with the little boost on it, you could actually use those. The Davista 8 is a good recommendation for this time trial as well. But the Baddie 801 is cheap, and it's pretty cheap to upgrade, and it'll get the job done for most time trials. 99.9% of the time trials I complete on the Baddie 801 because it's possible and it's a cheap bike, so beginners can use this bike to complete most of the time trials in the game. So overall, that's about it. There's not much more to say, except for at the end I'll probably like put a little blurb in there showing you guys what can happen. It's really sucked for me because I did this time trial not too long ago and ended up crashing at the very end because of a simple mistake. So you see here on the right hand side, we're going to be taking a right. And this is the problem. When you turn onto the dirt road, there's a little fence and a little pile of rocks to the right. You might not see it exactly. You see I slow right down because I see it on my right hand side. And the reason I slowed right down is because I was afraid of hitting it for the second time. And you do not want to hit that little pile of rocks. As well as you'll catch some airtime in the dirt. Be careful of that. Take your time. Don't rush. You see I beat it with a few seconds left over, and I think probably you'd be able to beat this on a stock bike, but I'm rewarded with $100,000 for completing this time trial, and it was very easy. In 4 minutes, you can easily beat this time trial, especially if you've watched the entire portion here. You'll know exactly where it's supposed to be going, and you have all the tips and mistakes I made, so you guys will make those same mistakes. So if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.